Joining me today is Andrew Stewie Stewart, who's making his LFA debut on October 10th at LFA 219, where he faces Jonathan Waid. What promises to be an exciting welterweight bout. How's it going today, Andrew?
Good. How are you?
Can't complain. You know, it's a great day. Sunday. Football's going on. We're at halftime now, so it's great timing as usual. But, you know, you're coming into your first LFA fight. How's like the camp going, and anything different coming into this one?
Camp's going good. Yeah, I got great training partners. We're just working hard, getting ready for the fight, trying to be in best shape possible, get this weight cut going. But yeah, everything's going good. Nothing much different from any other fight camp, but it's always intense.
And with alongside your teammates, you have a few on the card with you. I'm actually talking to Bryce in a couple of days as well. How does it feel to actually go to war with the stablemates as well? Anything does that add any flexibility or more determination?
It's just kind of nice that we're all kind of going through the same intensity, the same level of training. Everything kind of picks up when you have multiple people fighting on a card. So the entire training room is at a higher intensity instead of just one person at a time. So it's kind of nice. We're all kind of going through it together.
And I know across from the cage from me, like I said, is Jonathan Waid. You shared a card with him twice, at least in your pro. I didn't go all the way into the AMI scene, but at least twice. Even on the last card, you guys were on the card and both experienced the same situation. I'll leave it at that. Have you seen him fight before? Is this the first time you're actually seeing him? Because sometimes you're at the top of the bill, you're not really watching it the first part of the night.
I've seen him fight before. I never anticipated I'd be fighting him. But, I've seen him fight. He's a jiu-jitsu guy. But, no, I didn't anticipate fighting him. But now that he's on my schedule, yep, I've been looking at him pretty hard.
And does it feel good to be back at 170 versus 85, 95, whatever weight they're throwing at you to actually get you on a card? Does it feel good to be back at your 170 weight?
Yeah, I mean, ideally I'd stay at welterweight, but it gets hard to get opponents to at 170, and then we bump it up to 85. And we get, certain weeks out from a fight, we're just looking for an opponent, and even last time we had to go up to 95. It's just hard to get opponents sometimes, but yeah, welterweight's where I'd like to be, but I don't have any problems fighting up or down, wherever I need to go.
And then the last fight, you kind of mentioned you and your opponent had the same experience. You learn something from every fight. You learn probably even more when it doesn't go your way. Anything you learned in particular out of your last fight?
Yeah, I mean, I had some issues going into that fight. Probably, when I got a fight lined up, I'm showing up to fight no matter what. So it is what it is. No excuses on my end. I'm looking forward to being back. Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting that one back one day, though.
And that explains a lot, too. If anyone has not seen you fight, all your fights are available on Spectation Sports, but that didn't look like an Andrew Stewart fight.
Yeah.
I'll say from the viewer side, and that knowing there's the things going into that fight, that explains pretty much everything. Because again, you looked great in the first round.
Yeah, and
then from there, it all just you didn't really take damage or anything either. It's just
no. I guess I'm in my way. I'm kind of lucky that I didn't think my opponent was all that good, but. Yeah, I had some medical issues going on that didn't know about till afterwards. But there's no excuses on my end. Hats off to my opponent. He showed up. He took a fight that nobody else was willing to take at the time. So all I can do is get back to work, get back on track. But yeah, I think me and my team know where that stands. And but there's no excuses on my end.
And next up is Jonathan Waid.
Yep.
You already mentioned jiu-jitsu guys. So we have a bit of your stereotypical striker versus grappler. Of course, you're training grappling as well. And I don't know why everyone always emphasizes on the specialist, because we don't have specialists anymore. You have to kind of train all around. Mm-hmm. In the few fights you've seen with him, anything stand out, or even in your game planning, without giving away the game plan, obviously?
No, the only thing that stands out is that he's very, very heavy jiu-jitsu guy. He's just going for submissions constantly and almost pulls guard at times, which is not something I would recommend doing in MMA. But I'm extremely well-rounded. Like you said, to be really good in today's day and age of MMA, you got to be good at all of it. I believe we're the same belt level in jiu-jitsu. I think my jiu-jitsu is just as good or better, but the rest of my game is significantly better. I don't lean on one thing or the other. And yeah, I think I get the stereotype of being a striker just because I have the one-punch knockouts, which I'm fine with. Call me a striker, call me a grappler, whichever one, but I'm pretty well-rounded overall. I think I have a good I don't throw up a lot of submissions, but I do have those in my bag. I just haven't needed to bring them out yet.
Nice. And then for those who haven't seen you fight before, I know some of your coaches. I'm an older fight fan, so I know some of your coaches from when they were fighting.
Yeah.
I'd say with my audience is a little bit of the more hardcore fan who are watching all the regionals because we are seeing these coaches now finish their career and go into this. Tell the audience, some of the people you're training with, especially, some of your coaches.
Yeah. So, obviously the big one's Dustin Ortiz, our head coach. He was number 6 in the world flyweight when he was in the UFC, beat Pantoja, the current flyweight champion. And as dominant as Pantoja is as a wrestler, my coach beat him in wrestling. So we have wrestling in spades at our gym. We got we got some of the highest level coaching in the world when it comes to the ground game. And he was a flyweight. So flyweights have kind of had to operate at a higher skill level, in my opinion, than any other weight class. So not only do we have one of the top wrestlers probably in the world, he had to do it at a weight class that took a lot more skill to do it in. So yeah, we get elite level training. We also have Ronnie Lawrence, ex-UFC guy. So we've got a lot of resources where I'm at. We're getting really high level training between Dustin and Ronnie. So yeah, we're extremely fortunate to have the people we have, and it is nice knowing that everything you're getting taught is the highest level.
And then we live in a world, kind of how we touched on the fact that there's no specials anymore. It's also rare to see someone stay at one gym. Are you only at Nashville, or do you expand around to some of the other gyms in the area?
Nope, I'm only at Nashville. The nice thing about Nashville MMA is we attract a lot of other people from other gyms that are coming in. Like we have people that train. Like I've got some sparring rounds with Sean Strickland a month or two ago. Johnny Walker was in there. Chris Curtis, Danny Barlow, Brian Battles came in a couple times. So I've made some pretty unique connections through Nashville MMA and never had to leave Nashville MMA. So that it's nice. The gym does a really good job of promoting itself and having a lot of resources available for high level people to come in.
I've experienced that myself. I'm up in the Pennsylvania area, originally from the Philly area. We have a little warehouse gym that is at one point was leading the UFC in Northeast MMA. Taking a little hit lately, especially last night. But the Marquez MMA, we're also becoming a tourist destination when people are spreading our gyms. So it's always nice to hear, if they're down there for the Nashville UFC card, that they're looking for some new faces. And you never know what you're going to learn just by stopping in. So, but on your end, you're still early in your career. Obviously your goal is the next level. No one just does this for a hobby. Where does this fight take you in your career goals?
Well, fighting for LFA is the real ticket here. Getting to get some eyeballs on me. Like there's going to be some UFC level talent scouts looking there, so I'm excited to put on a show for those guys. I think I'm there. I think I've just got to put together a couple good wins and have the right eyeballs on me while I'm doing it. And LFA is the perfect place to do it. So hopefully I can go get go put on a great performance, put on a show for LFA. And then that can, get some talks going as far as getting to the next level. Because that's 100% the goal. There's no point in doing this, living this lifestyle if the UFC is not your goal.
Yeah, that's always the question with a lot of people. Because I've only met I think 2 people who are just they just like to fight, and this is the legal way to do it. Yeah. Versus going to the bar and fighting, which you don't know what's happening at the bar. That person could have a knife, gun, knuckles, anything on them. Where at least here you have a rule set to follow, and it makes it a little easier to know that you're going home hopefully as safe as you could go out of a fight. And you kind of touched on the fact LFA is a launching ground. I think they are currently leading the feeder system into the UFC. Obviously, you do a great show here. We might see you. They do shows all over the U.S. now. They do New York. I think Tennessee's starting to be a stomping ground. I think they did Arkansas, Kentucky. So the South is really getting a bit of LFA as well. And who knows? Once you're in the Fight Pass, you have CFFC also in Tampa. You have options. Yep. Once you kind of break that first mold. You kind of also touch, fans should expect probably the best out of you in this camp. So I'm going to pass the mic to you. I'm sure you have, family, friends, trainers, sponsors, your management, the thank and all for this fight. I'm going to pass the mic to you to kind of give your shout outs, and then we'll wrap it up afterwards. Mike's all yours.
Yeah, I got a couple sponsors I'd like to thank. Obviously, I got Compass Human Performance, Dr. Howard there. They always take care of me. They keep me healthy. They every little injury and issue I have, they seem to get me back on track immediately. So big shout out to Compass Human Performance. I got the Ridge Chiropractic. That's my brother-in-law. He actually has been sponsoring me since I started as an amateur, which has been great. And then Proactive Spine Care, which is another one of our friends. They used to sponsor me under the same roof, and then they both started their own practices, and they both continue to sponsor me. So very appreciative of those guys. Ruby is my management team. Shout out to Steve. He always takes care of me. And then I appreciate my teammates, Finn in particular. He's going to be fighting on this card, so big shout out to him. He's going to get his first pro win. So very thankful for him and my coaches for getting me ready for these fights. I feel very confident because of the team I have around me. And then obviously my wife and kids, I appreciate them sacrificing the time that they do to let me train and do things the right way and pursue this dream.
Awesome. So, sorry, did you have more?
That was it.
Okay. I misjudged like a couple seconds. I felt bad there for a second. All right, so I want to thank you for your time because you're still in camp. You're still 2 weeks out, kind of wrapping up. This is probably your last week of actually training. Then it's the first fight before the fight. Get the weight off and get those on the scale and get to have some fun afterwards. But October 10th, LFA 219, Andrew Stewart versus Jonathan Waid. October 10th again. I'm going to keep saying it. There's a bunch of fights that night. Tune into this one, LFA 219, on UFC Fight Pass. If you don't have Fight Pass, I don't know what you're doing, but I believe even if you use the promo code Dana, it's like a free month. That should still be live. If not, I'll lie to you, and I'm sorry. But best of skill in your fight. I don't like to say best of luck. There's not much luck in this sport. It's training and skill. So best of skill in your fight, and look forward to talking to you again.
Yeah, thank you.